Drugs make me happy. Drugs are my key. Drugs keep me sane, but not as sane as should be. Why am I hooked? What do I gain? The chance to be free. A chance to seduce pain.
Good morning.
Morning.
How are we this morning?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. So, tell us who you are and where you come from and that sort of stuff.
Well, my name's Jason Savage. Born in Wellington, come from Pahiatua. And I've made my way to here, the famous Rarahi.
So, growing up in Pahiatua, how long was it before you moved from like Wellington up to Pahiatua?
Well, there's not really too much memories in Wellington because I moved to Pahiatua when I was 7. But, yeah, all my memories really come from Pahiatua, really, yeah.
Where did you go to school? What was that like for you? Do you have any memories of those school days?
I've got a few memories, not all that positive, but yeah, started my education in Pahiatua Primary School, which is one of those rural, intermediate joint things. And I spent most of my time fooling around in class as a child. And then outside of school, I'd be on my bike, biking around town.
Oh, so you were the town bike.
Yeah, I'm not even going to say what I heard.
How did you get the bike?
I honestly have no idea. There's just a bike in my memory. You know, there's good old BMX with the pegs. So you dub the bros, and then when you're tired of pedaling, you swap.
Did you have it bought for you or did you steal it?
If I remember right, it was brought. Yeah. I hope.
One of the few things that were, huh? Do you have any memories of teachers? Like who was your favourite, who was the worst? Some stories about your school life?
Not really. It's all jumbled up.
That's fine.
I didn't really go to school to learn. I just went to see the bros and steal everyone else's lunches. Oh, back then, went through episodes, Pokemon cards, the old Tazos. What else was there? There was a few, playing dice for old pens. Just playing dice, gambling pens and pencils. Talking about Dragon Ball Z and Yu-Gi-Oh! Oh yeah, the old Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards. And then sitting in detention.
What were you at detention for?
Disrupting the class. Struggled to focus when the teacher was trying to teach us stuff. I was one of those people that would, ruin other people's learning because I wanted to play around.
Has that changed over the years?
Oh, if I went back to school, we'd find out.
Yeah. So we're talking here about intermediate school?
Yeah, primary and intermediate, yeah.
Did you go to secondary? Tell us about that.
Oh, secondary was a bit shocking, yeah.
Where was it?
Pahiatua as well, yeah. But it's basically the same thing. Just went there to hang out with the bros and steal other people's lunches.
So you had no goals? You didn't set any goals for yourself while you were at school?
Nah, not really. Wanted to be some sort of Bob Marley or Tupac.
So
That's probably the only dream at that time.
So you wanted to be shot?
Yeah.
Yeah?
It was fun to fantasize about it.
Yeah.
Driving around in a lowrider.
So what year did you leave Pahiatua College, was it?
Oh, Taradua College.
What did you go there for?
I didn't make it right through, but I made it to senior. I know that much.
What senior?
So that's at least 3 years.
Oh.
Yeah, so I made it at least 3 years through college.
Cool. So you wouldn't have had to buy much food for tea and your lunches because you got it all at school, eh?
Yeah. Everyone else brought it for me.
Cool.
Just carried the same shit from primary and intermediate over into college, really. All
Yeah.
the disruptive and not paying attention in class. And what did I do? I spent a lot of time messing around with the old epilepsy, and then drugs and alcohol made it worse. Yeah, so after school, not much I can remember, but messed around with the epilepsy health medical condition.
When did you find out about your epilepsy?
Honestly, can't even remember. Sometime through school, I think sometime through college, my first taste of marijuana. That same night, fell asleep and had a seizure in that sleep, and then the seizures never stopped.
So what do you think caused it?
Stupidity.
Were you given medication for that?
Yeah, but me having that attitude like I did at college, I struggled to stay on top of it or stick to it.
What did they give you? Was it lamotrigine back then?
Epilim, I think it was called. Yeah, which really didn't seem to do anything.
Mm.
Oh, probably could have if I wasn't still bloody drugs and alcohol.
Did you have to go to doctor a lot?
Yeah. So
How
they'd
was that?
start me off the lower dose, and then, the process go higher and higher until you find the right level.
Mm.
And that took quite a while. Yeah, every morning and night. Yeah.
And did you?
No. I tried, but a lot of times when I should have taken it, I was either sleeping in or I was drunk. So I
Okay.
didn't really care. I found my way on invalid benefit. I had no motivation whatsoever to get a job or to change my current situation. That includes getting better on the old health condition or the old addiction problem as well. I was given another chance at the old NCEA qualification thing. There was this place called, I don't know. Hold on. Oh, YMCA, Youth Centre. And why did it have to be called YMCA?
With the cowboy and the
Yeah,
Indian.
it just had to fucking be called YMCA. You know what? Fuck it, skip that part of the story.
Maybe that was your calling. Do you think that might have been your calling, Jace?
No, fuck that.
So what happened at the YMCA?
Anyway, it was a place for youth education and to try and get your NCA levels. I was for all the people that failed at college anyway. Yeah.
Like an alternative ed?
Yeah, an alternative ed. And I failed at that too. Kept showing up stoned and smelling like alcohol.
So you were obviously heavily into drugs and alcohol. And then how old would you have been then?
19, maybe?
Top end of a teenager.
Yeah, roughly 18, 19, yeah.
So how did you actually get involved in that drug and alcohol scene?
Oh, it's not really a Hollywood story or anything like that. It just happened. It was in front of me at the time. I took a dabble. I was with my cousin in my auntie's garage, sitting in the car in her garage. It's disrespectful to laugh at it now, but it was funny. And I was laughing so hard, and my cousin was trying to tell me to shut the fuck up because Auntie will hear us and we'll get a hiding. But I couldn't stop laughing. But yeah, he got a hell of a fright later that night when he woke up to me having a fit on the bed. Yeah, Well, I hadn't had any alcohol that night, so weed must have brought it on. Otherwise, it's a major coincidence. But alcohol and weed would have worsened it later on. Maybe not worse, but encouraged it to fucking not go anywhere.
And so how did you deal with that? Did you have people around you to help or?
Oh, yeah, there was plenty of people that wanted to help me, but it was me that just couldn't give a fuck. That was the problem. Yeah, I had all the support, all there. Everyone had my back, whānau, friends, Me being me, well, at that age anyway, just threw it all away.
You didn't think you needed any help?
Yeah. Or just didn't care, yeah. 19 to 25. Well, nothing changed. Well, everything still stayed the same, except found myself a partner. She was cool, and I was still the same person. Had a child with her. I still hadn't changed. And so that relationship fell apart.
Okay. Okay, let's get back to that. 19 to 25, you dicked around a lot. Drugs, alcohol, made a career out of being useless. Hey, that's the sort of shit we're talking about here, eh?
Yeah.
But did you have any romance?
Sort of.
Yeah, tell me about it. And I'm not talking about K Road or anything like that. Real romance.
Yep, I found me a partner, and but I was still the same person. Still hadn't changed. I was at a mate's house drinking one night, and yeah, she was there.
Who?
And then my ex.
What did you think? Like, what did you give me a?
Oh, I'd probably be able to if I wasn't drinking that night. I don't know. Yeah, because she was friends with my mate's brother's missus. Yeah. That's how it all... So she was always there when I was at my mate's house, and it just sort of happened.
It started with a kiss.
This is actually, I think, where it really started was one night we went out to the public swimming pool, and obviously it's shut, it's night time, so we climbed the fence and went for a dip. Me, my mates, and she was there too, yeah. And then I think the owners of the pool came, and so we gapped it. And the mates had gone, I jumped over, and then she was still coming over, and she got a little stuck on the fence. And so I came back and was directing her feet down the fence over, and yeah. And then we trotted off home. And then the pool owners, they were following us. And then just down the road from my mate's house, they stopped over and they started having a little hissy fit about us climbing the fence and swimming in the pool. And so we started gapping it. But she didn't start running with us. So we went home and then went out to his house. And then when we turned around, she was still down there being harassed by the pool owners. So I just went back, put my arm around her and just walked off and went home, yeah. Oh, they were just pissed off that we got a free swim. It's only $1.
Oh, eh? What, you didn't have $1 to pay for the pool? Or you didn't want to pay $1?
Oh, well, the dollar went on the beers.
At that stage, did you not think that maybe I could have more than $1 if I got a job?
Probably. That definitely would have put in my head quite often.
Yeah.
Just the fact that not motivated or cared about it, yeah.
So you never thought about getting a job, or you never wanted a job, or what's the story there?
Oh, I'd love a job. It did pop in my mind a lot.
But you never followed through. Why is that?
Don't really know.
Did you have more important things to do than go to work?
Yeah.
Like?
Drugs and alcohol. I mean, I know it's not more important than supporting your family and all that, but when you're an addict, it's more important to me.
How did that relationship develop? like?
Oh, just your typical teenagers, really. Yeah, nothing out of the unordinary. Apart from I was still that cunt from old school, still hadn't changed.
Did you go to the movies? Did you buy her flowers? Did you get her chocolates?
No, I don't think so. Everything just continued on as it was, really. Kept meeting up at my mate's house. Yeah, carried on drinking and what we normally do.
What was it that attracted you to her?
I don't know. Because she wasn't much of a drinker and she didn't smoke weed. So you can cross those off the list.
Yeah, so what was she doing at your mate's?
She was with her mate, and her mate was partners with my mate's brother. Yeah. And then we just kept hanging out. Yeah. We had our own place.
So tell me about that. How did you get your own place?
Honestly, can't remember. 'Cause I think we had our own place and then got another place for the child. I can't remember.
Can you remember?
Because one place was owned by a grandfather.
Her grandfather?
Yeah, and that's how we got that place. I think we were given that place once the baby was on the way.
Oh, nice. And so how did it feel to be a father? Was it something you were looking forward to, or was it something you thought was just going to be a pain in the ass, or what?
I think I was horrified of being a terrible father.
You thought you were going to be a terrible father. Why is that?
Oh, nervous, anxiety.
Did you never once think that maybe you could give your child more than what you had growing up?
Oh, just what normal parents would do, I guess.
Not really. Normal people would have a job. Normal people would be able to go and do stuff as a family. Did you do stuff like that?
No.
What did you do?
Absolutely nothing, I think.
For how many years did you do nothing?
So far, 34.
Okay, so we've talked about 19 to 25. How old were you when your daughter came along?
21, I think. Yeah, if I remember right. Yeah. Oh, well, I was your typical addict, so they basically forced her away. Yeah, broke up because I was a cunt.
Did she think you were one, or did you know you were one?
I don't think she thought I was one, and I don't think I knew I was one at the time. Oh, no, yes, she would have known I was a cunt for the reason we split up, yeah. The next morning that I was a cunt.
How old was your daughter when you left?
I don't even think she had turned 1.
So you left your partner to raise your child by herself?
Yeah.
You had no feeling about that? You didn't care?
Yeah, it's really strange. Because it's really sad to say, but I don't know why. I just didn't care.
So when did you come to the realisation that you actually did care?
The earliest evidence that supports that will probably be 2015. That's when I went to rehab.
Okay, rehab. Tell me about that.
Oh, actually, the breakup. That car one was the same night as the breakup. We were drinking at a mate's, and then I went to reverse down the drive, and the back door was open. And so I bent the door back, and then, it's just shit just hit the fan. She was yelling at me, I was yelling at her, and then next thing you know, I'm on the ground in Main Street with some local security guard. Yeah, he had my arm, he was saying, I got you, bro. Yeah, got you, bro. Ambulance is on the way. I was going I told the cops I think I was going the speed limit. Because I was drunk, I told them I was going 100, thinking that was the speed limit on Main Street.
What was the speed limit? 50?
Yeah, but I was going a good 140 down there. And then for some reason I thought I could do a 90-degree turn without braking. And so, yeah, just went right over and right into a tree. I wasn't wearing my seatbelt that night either, and that's probably, believe it or not, what saved my life. Because the door was bent. Oh, it wasn't the back door, it was my door. Yeah, the door was bent back, so it was fucked. And me not wearing my seatbelt, so when I hit the bump, I just automatically fell out of the car, and the car went straight and wrapped right around the tree.
Yeah, where was your partner? Home?
Yeah.
cooking you eggs?
Oh, because after the fight, she took the child out of the car and then I drove off like a maniac.
Oh, so you had a fight with her first.
Oh, the alcohol caused the anger.
All right. So, okay, the bros had you. Ambulance on its way.
I was always meaning to, give him a thank you letter of some sort. Yeah, the one that called the ambulance. And yeah, I never met him, but I'd seen his truck driving around at night quite often. I remember going over the, when I went over the bump or gutter or whatever, my head just went straight up into the roof. No seatbelt on, and I can still feel my head hitting it. Like it was quite a bang.
Do you think that might have damaged your brain?
Nah.
You've got to have a brain to damage, eh?
That ship has sailed. I remember talking to the cop, because I wasn't really injured. I had like a scratch on my arm or something. I was actually quite fine. And I was trying to be clever and tell him that I was only going 100. I'm on fucking Main Street. But they took me over to Palmy Hospital and came home straight the next day because nothing serious. Yeah.
How'd you get home from Palmy?
Honestly, I have no idea. I've got a lot of luck from walking home from Palmy. Yeah, over the old Paeatua track. There always seems to be someone I know that would pick me up when I'm walking up the hill. Yeah, there's always someone that'll spot me.
Tell me about another event, perhaps from your days in Pahiatua.
There was one time where I thought I was doing the right thing on quitting weed. The old, what do you call it? Legalize, I forgot what they called when they put it on the shelves, the legal cannabis.
Legal highs.
Yeah, synthetics or whatever they're called. Yeah. And then here's me thinking, I'm going to be a changed man because I'm doing it legally. It's fucking stupid.
How'd that work out for you?
Got arrested and never touched it again. Went back to the old natural. Oh, something went wrong in my head. And I thought I'd go have some fun with the police station. And then, that was absolutely stupid. But I'll just blame the legal highs.
What happened?
Can't really remember either. And it's not in the newspaper.
Well, there was a couple of episodes I think I read in the newspaper that I'll stick the clips up here from the newspaper cuttings so that the viewers can actually see what happened because it's public knowledge.
But I just gutted though, like the stupidity of going to the legal cannabis thinking I'm doing the right thing and going to be a different person.
You were the different person in a worse way on a legal synthetic. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, the legal synthetics were worse to me than bloody alcohol and normal bloody weed. But everyone's different. You can be the exact opposite for some guy down the other side of town. But yeah.
What was it that led you to make the decision to move away from Pahiatua?
I can't even remember how I got to Palmy. Influenced by mates. They wanted to get a house. We all decided together we would get a house in Palmy. So we moved over out of Paeatua to Palmy. And then from there, it was the golf club. That's what took me out of Paeatua, yeah.
Okay, so tell me about that.
So I'd been in the mental health system, going through some shit.
How did you get into the mental health system?
Well, not by being normal. And I don't think I was crazy. But I told them some stuff which they shared with the police, and that really pissed me off. It kind of built up on my mind, and it just grew and got real pissed off that they had shared it with police, and then from the police it went to whānau, and then I just got mad, grabbed the golf club and went down to the mental health centre and started smashing all the windows, and then obviously back in the cop car I go, and then found my way at North Lodge in Palmy.
What's North Lodge?
I think it's just like your average motel place. Yeah, from there, I felt real shit being in there. And so then I made an attempt on my life and then ended up back in the old health system, mental health system. And then after I got out of there, friends had picked me up and we got into a house, in Palmy. And then drugs and alcohol ruined that for me.
Was it the drugs and alcohol that ruined it for you, or was it your choices?
Definitely my choices. Yeah. So I ruined that one. Oh, where was I? I don't know. Because one day I'm on the street, next day I'm in a psych ward, and then next day I'm back on the street. That's just how it felt, even though it'd been much longer than that. But yeah, just seemed to go in and out. It's only a few times, but yeah. When I left my the bros house, because I basically got kicked out, and I put it on Facebook. No, anyone got a room? And then one of the old cousins said, "Sure, come on round." And then, so I went to the cousin's house, and he was working for McCarthy's up here at the time, but living in Palmy. So he was travelling up here for his week shifts and sleeping in the van, and then he would come back down to Palmy in the weekend. I think that's how it worked, yeah. And then one day he just said, "Fuck this, let's go move to Cooney," and he invited me to go with him, yeah. Or the cousins whānau invited me to go with them, yeah. And that's how I found my way up here.
And what happened when you got up here? Did you have great expectations of turning your life around and maybe finding a job?
I think I was more focused on the relief
Of
leaving that whole district behind, which is really sad to say because all my whānau that raised me and grew up with and my daughter lived there. So it is a sad thing to say, but it was just a relief to get that place off my shoulders.
quite a few challenges living up here though, didn't you?
Well, they were nicer challenges. You started me off on the AOD groups, I know that much. So we were just meeting you in Oakuni. You were at my door. Oh, can I say the name? I'm meeting you with your colleague. I know this is my story, but I was wondering, what did you see when you opened the door? Or when I opened the door? What did you see?
I saw a shy, timid person, a wee bit lost.
Wee bit?
Yeah, wee bit. From my perspective, wee bit lost. Not knowing what he was doing, where he was going, where he wanted to go, that sort of stuff. Is that...
Yeah, that's what I was asking for. I was hoping you'd just say cunt, because when you were going to ask me the same question, that's what I was going to say.
Okay, we'll start here. So I can remember coming over to see you at your place in Oakuni with one of my colleagues. We'd sort of been sent over to see if there was any support that we could give you, being new in the area and seeing a file on you, stuff that you'd done, and to see if there was any support that we could offer to you. So that's how I ended up on your doorstep.
Oh, cool. Completely forgot where I was going with that. So yeah, I've in Oakuni, I've met George and the team down at you introduced yourself to me and showed me around. I think you actually took me for a drive, if I remember right. Just grab a munch down at the old cafe. Offered me a hot chocolate. I kept saying yes, even though I hate hot drinks. But it was free, so I kept taking it. But I'm thankful, by the way, appreciate it. But over time, you introduced me to the AOD support group, which I tried to stay consistent with. I think I did a better job than what I expected to do.
I think the main thing for you at the time was actually being able to set some goals and then having the support in place to help you achieve those goals.
There were always things I wanted to do, but
you had no way to do it. Or what you needed at the time was someone to kick your ass and get you going.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's basically what you did.
unconventional, but it works, eh, Jace?
And this was only a few years ago, and I don't even know what I did here.
Well, you started by setting a few goals, just simple goals, but
Um,
you wouldn't know it based on today's performance. I mean, when I say today, I mean the last few months.
No.
Because in that time, Jason's become a pharmacist, he's become a doctor, he's a specialist in all these areas. He doesn't need to be taking medication for anything because he's diagnosed himself as being fine. And this is why he's so good at not getting up in the morning or staying up all night and doing things all ass about face. You've arrived up in Owakuni. What do you have any goals to start a new life while you're up here, Jace?
Yeah, when I got here, there's no goals that I planned on. It was just, like I was saying before, just great sense of relief to be somewhere else than where I was. It's not until the opportunity of actually knowing I can accomplish the goals that I actually started caring about setting goals. So in other words, once you came and said, well, would you like to do some goal setting and we can help you accomplish them? I mean, that's when I really started to actually give a damn about making goals. So those goals at first would have been probably not quit. If I know myself as well as I do, I'd say I try to cut down when I first talked about the addiction and stuff like that. And getting a job probably popped up.
That was something that was the furthest from your mind, wasn't it, before you came here?
Yeah. Slowly worked towards reconnecting with my daughter. That was good. Yeah.
That was like a 2.5, 3 year journey getting you to re-engage with your daughter.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you too, because that was really good.
It was a challenge, still is. I can remember at one stage there, as part of your care plan, you wanted to go hunting. Tell me about that.
Oh, that was terrible.
How so?
Oh, that's stupid. Fucking fear of heights got to my head going up that bloody hill. Yeah, you said, shall we go for a hunt? And I said, yeah, it sounds awesome. Let's go. And so we did. And then I got to this bloody hill, which you have now named after me, you motherfucker. And, yeah, I couldn't get up the bloody thing.
Oh, how come?
Oh, this stupid fear of heights. Yeah. So, yeah, we went for a drive. Can't even remember where. Was that Fields Trackways? Yeah. So we got there, jumped out the truck. You grabbed all the gears and jumped the fence, went for a track. I was like, oh, yeah, this is all good. I can get used to this. This is a piece of piss. Fuck. And going up the hill, and it's like, yep. I was a bit unfit, so it was a bit of a huffing and heaving, but I was like, yeah, I can do this. And then just out of nowhere, fuck. I didn't even think I'd look down. I think as I was going higher and higher, it's just like, fuck. Maybe it was. I turned around and looked down, and then it was like, oh, fuck, yeah. And, yeah, I was just like, fuck, I quit. I was like, fuck this. And basically just sat down and didn't get back up. But I could see you. And so, yeah, I'm sitting on the side of the cliff. And George just looks down at me and he's like, wow. Rolls his eyes and then fucks off up the hill and leaves me there. And says, well, you wanted to come hunting, bro. And then I think I sat there for a good hour before he came back. And the only reason he came back was to see if I was still on the cliff. So I was sitting there for about an hour, and then I'm looking up the hill, just looking around, and I see his head poke up just over the top, and he's like, oh, yeah, you're still there. And he turns around and fucks off again. For another hour or two. So this whole time I'm basically sat there on the side of a hill for a good 3 hours with no pack, a phone with no signal, and no data. I'm a day before payday, so I've got no frickin' smokes. So then he eventually comes back after I don't know how long. And he's like, oh, you're still fucking sitting there. And he starts kicking me to go bloody start rolling down the hill.
Have you got any stories from up here?
Stories from up here. Oh, I've got a few stories from up here. And I can't even think of one. Yeah, well, that's just fucking typical.
You identified that you may like to, 1, you wanted to draw. 2, you wanted to write a poem or poems. You wanted to write stories, didn't you?
Yeah.
And so we did start on that stuff, and we actually we achieved a few of those goals, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Okay, so another one of your goals was to write some poems. I think you were going to write the poems, and then we were going to publish them as a book.
Yeah.
What happened?
Because you can pick up a pen and you just start writing. It just comes to you. You just jot it down and away you go. I mean, obviously not in 1 minute, but and when it doesn't come to you, you just don't write anything. Yeah, I've written a small handful of poems, and they'd been sitting there for a while doing nothing, catching dust. And then George decided, throw some music behind it and splash it on some audio and see what happens. And voila.
Drugs make me happy. Drugs are my key. Drugs keep me sane, but not as sane as should be. Why am I hooked? What do I gain? The chance to be free. A chance to seduce pain. For my choices as I slowly reach strife. I give up my family, my well-being, my life. The barbarity of pain of which I choose to endure, as I inhale my hurt to use as a cure. I'm weak to my thoughts, there's no way to resist. My heart's cold in my chest, I exhale dark mist. Tomorrow I'll change, through thoughts I am told, but every day is the same, with tomorrow always on hold. What's the purpose of life? Is this all that's in store? Circle in pain, with no other door. Don't bitch and don't moan. If you don't like it, just leave. But my body's caught in a trance, my mind will deceive. I was warned as a child, many warnings ignored. Now it's too late, because drugs are adored. I guess I'll live out my days with my hand glued to my pipe, until I'm strong enough to quit, ready and right. Drugs make me happy, drugs are my key, but drugs are a trap, won't someone set me free? What's the purpose of life? Is this all that's in store? Circle in pain, with no other door. Don't bitch and don't moan. If you don't like it, just leave. But my body's caught in a trance, my mind will deceive. I was warned as a child, many warnings ignored. Now it's too late, because drugs are adored. I guess I'll live out my days with my hand glued to my pipe, until I'm strong enough to quit, ready and right. Drugs make me happy, drugs are my key, but drugs are a trap, won't someone set me